we're going to talk about the top 5 fighting games of all time. Now, this is my top 5. I'm not basing it off sales or what console it was on. I'm just talking about the joints that really brought me joy growing up. Now, before we get into our top 5, I know you can see it above my head. We're going to shout out our honorable mentions. So the first honorable mention that we're going to talk about are the Dragon Ball games, specifically Fighter Z and Raging Blast 2. Unequivocally, those are my favorite. I really love those fighting games. Fighter Z was not even that long ago. I still play it from time to time. Shoutouts also, another honorable mention is Marvel vs. Capcom 1 and 3. Thought they were both great games. I did like Marvel vs. Capcom 3 more than Marvel vs. Capcom 1. Shoutouts to X-Men vs. Street Fighter. That was a game I was heavily on back in the day. And you're going to see a pattern in a lot of the games that I say here are the top fighting games of all time because I really love Street Fighter. I grew up with that as opposed to Mortal Kombat, as my parents, when I was younger, they were like, oh, you can't play Mortal Kombat, they have blood in that. And I'm just like, I literally helicopter kicked somebody in the jaw. But whatever, that's what I was allowed to play, so that's fighting system that I was first introduced to. Little lore on the Black Anime Day as far as fighting games are concerned. Also, want to give a big special honorable mention. This one almost made the list. The Naruto Ninja Storm games. The only reason why I didn't make this list is because I have another Naruto game on this list that I do like a whole lot more. Only because the one thing that really annoyed me about all the Ninja Storm games was the fact that you had to press triangle and charge your chakra. And you just had to sit there and just go, and charge up your chakra. I hate playing a game where I gotta stop and charge or do something like that. I like for my games to be more fluid. And I forgot to mention this one too. I used to play this game. I don't know how many people played this game back up in the day, but I did like the PlayStation All-Stars because I mean I love playing with the Heavenly Sword Girl and I enjoyed playing with Kratos. So that game also had a very special place in my heart. I like playing with Ratchet and Clank and also Sly Cooper in that game as well. It was a very underrated game. I enjoyed it a lot, but the only way that you could get a KO in that game was to hit somebody with your super, which definitely caused the game to suffer mechanically. But now, let's get into our top 5 fighting games of all time. So I'm going to start off with my number 5. I don't know if many people played this, but y'all already know, especially if you look at any of the posts on this channel, there's a lot of One Piece content here. I'm talking about One Piece Burning Blood 2. It's actually a game, you can get it in a PlayStation store. I think it's less than like 20 bucks now. The reason why it's not higher up on the list is because really the devs gave up on it. They got as far as to the movie Gold, and then they stopped adding characters. You can definitely tell they were supposed to add characters, but they didn't. But when it came to these game mechanics, it was like 3-on-3 fighting system. You could also add an assist. You can get up to 9 people that you can play with and one match on your team versus another person's 9. Give me a like. Let me know if you guys have played this game. Also, when it comes to this game, they got the fighting mechanics right. You could do hockey. You had the option of turning hockey on and off when you had your attacks. Logias, if you did not use hockey on a Logia, you couldn't hit them. And instead of having hockey themselves, they would activate their intangibility with their Logia ability. And punches would go right through them if you didn't use hockey. Another side note, Sanji also was very balanced. This is the one game in which Sanji could not hit a woman at all. All he could do is like throw up little hearts and it would take a very, very tiny bit of damage away from female combatants. Now, our number 4 pick is Injustice 1. I really liked Injustice 1 mainly because one of my favorite characters was there, Deathstroke. And I was mixing people up with Deathstroke. I had this very nice mix-up that was very hard to counter because you didn't know which way it was coming from. Also liked that it was like a Mortal Kombat battle system that was in place here. The roster was very good. It wasn't too large, although I do enjoy that in Injustice 2, which also should have been up on my honorable mention list that I forgot to add, had a larger roster, but they had my guy Deathstroke there and he was not included in Injustice 2. That's why Injustice 1 is here as my number 4 pick. Now, moving on to number 3, Naruto Clash of Ninja 2. Now, this game was out for the GameCube, and I don't know how old all of you guys are. Again, if you've seen any of these games or played any of these games or you like these games, show me some support in the chat. Give me a like. This was a game that I played. I actually got it imported from Japan, and I got that little disc that allowed it to play on an American game console. I felt like the fighting system was very balanced. They had my boy Kimi Maru in it, and he was a problem. He would do this super where you could would knock somebody up in the sky, and I really felt like you were Kimaru because you was really kicking people around. And then they would drop, and then you could just automatically bring up the bones. It was such a great combo. Also, Rock Lee's combo, like you could do a regular combo with Rock Lee, then open the gates, send them flying, and then run to the other side and hit them with Primary Lotus. And that was like another great combo. Neji had a really great combo when you factored in his rotation ability. Best of all, unlike the Ninja Storm games, there was no stopping for chakra charging. As you played, you got hits in, or as time went on, you were charging chakra to either do substitutions, do supers, or whatever else you were trying to do to win the match. So that's my number 3 pick. My number 2 favorite video game of all time has to be Marvel vs. Capcom 2. Marvel vs. Capcom 2 was everything I wanted in a game. It had all my Street Fighter characters, it had X-Men characters, it had Darkstalker characters, other characters that I wasn't familiar with until I played the game, and it had such a large roster. The air comboing, the different supers, the different ways that you could play, the team combinations. I mean, this game really was the best. Marvel vs. Capcom 2 walked so that Super Smash Bros. Ultimate could run. Of course, my number 1, the game that I still play to this day, I enjoy it even when I lose. Unless I'm playing against certain people, doesn't happen too much. I love Super Smash Bros. Ultimate. I mean, for me, it feels like the ultimate fighting game. There's so much nuance. You really can tell that the devs really love this game. There's so many little things that you can learn. I'm still learning and picking up other characters. After playing this game for many years, when I first started playing, my main was just Yoshi. But now, you know, I recently picked up Zelda, and that's a main for me. I also like the very spammy Pyromithra. I do like King K. Rool. I've always liked Corrin. I like Mr. Game & Watch. He's another person that I use a lot. I use Mewtwo. I also use Samus. And then I also use Roy, Bowser's son. And I also use the other Roy. I like him too. I am a person who does use Greninja. I am a Greninja fighter. When you look at it, it's really got a very nice balanced approach. There's a lot of characters to pick from. Maybe some other day we'll do like a whole live where we'll talk about if they make another Smash Brothers, characters that they need to include. But I felt like for right now, it's a very good roster. Now, please do me a favor in the chat. Let me know whether you guys play these games, and also let me know what are your top 5 games. That's what I really want to know. Thank you so much to everybody who's been supporting the channel. We're still trying to grow on YouTube. We're trying to get to 1,000 at least. And again, this is your Black Anime Dad, and I will see you in the next live. We do this every single Wednesday at 12 noon. Make sure that you tune in for that.